Discovering true self through discomfort. Why is the truth so important? Because it serves as your starting point. Finding your true self happens in that uncomfortable zone where most people don't want to go. We all seek toughness, but we look for it in places of comfort. The truth is, you won't find toughness in a comfortable environment. Those of you listening won't find it there either. The only way to discover it is to throw yourself into situations where you feel lost, overwhelmed, and unable to cope, where you're metaphorically drowning. It's in that struggle that you begin to see who you really are. Once you face yourself honestly, you have a starting point. Your mind will tell you you're not doing enough, you're wasting time and potential. To reach the best version of yourself, you must confront suffering, pain, failure, self-doubt, and darkness. But through all that, you'll eventually find light. The catch is you can't reach the light without going through the hard stuff. If you're not succeeding or achieving your goals, it's often because you're avoiding the discomfort of that dark place where growth happens. You set goals that you know you can easily reach, but those goals don't push you. It's in the fear, the insecurity, and the doubt that you grow. That's why you must always set goals that seem beyond your reach. That's where progress lives. When your alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning and your mind tells you to stay in bed, you need to respond with, "This is just what we do now." Reaching your goals requires enduring a lot of pain, both mental and physical. It means doing things repeatedly that you don't want to do. Every day you need to ask yourself, did I do enough? And when you do this consistently, it becomes second nature, like breathing. You may not enjoy this lifestyle, but if you truly want to achieve something, you'll understand that trying requires going beyond what you thought possible. Your brain is your most powerful weapon. When you strip away distractions like phones and computers, your mind is all you have to face life's toughest moments: depression, grief, and real hardships. These aren't problems you can Google your way out of. In those times, you are alone with your brain, which will try to control you, pull you into doubt, and lead you astray. If you don't learn to control your mind, it will control you, and you'll lose. You must train your brain to follow your lead, to focus on where you want to go and how to get there. Without that control, you'll fail. Back then, all I knew was hard work. If I couldn't master something, like understanding a paragraph I needed to memorize for a test, I would read it again and again and again. If reading didn't work, I would write it down and try again. I realized that if I just kept going back to it relentlessly, my brain would eventually adapt. Your mind will say, "Fine, we'll figure this out," if you don't stop pushing it. You can't allow yourself a way out. You have to decide, I'm going back again. I'm trying again. That's how I trained myself to overcome challenges. By immersing myself fully in whatever I needed to conquer, I forced my brain to adapt and persevere. That's the mindset that got me through. Whether it was physical health or mental resilience, I became what I needed to be by refusing to quit. I made discomfort my new norm. I gave myself no way out, no escape from the challenges I faced. There was nothing outside the walls of the mental and physical hell I put myself through. I remember watching a segment on TV about Navy SEAL training. I wasn't a great swimmer. In fact, I was afraid of water. But I watched these men struggle and persevere, even as some quit along the way. At the end of the segment, 22 men stood there as the remaining candidates, and the commanding officer gave a powerful speech. I started to visualize myself as the 23rd person standing there with them. That image became my motivation. I thought, if I could feel what they feel, it would change my life. And what was it that I craved so deeply? Respect, acknowledgement, victory, but not victory over someone else. It wasn't about competing with others. It was about proving to myself that I could endure, that I could go the distance. Up to that point in my life, whenever something got hard, I quit. If I had to work harder than others, I gave up. But I decided I wanted to feel what it was like to finish, to push through, to not quit. For me, victory wasn't about beating anyone else. It was about completing the journey no matter how hard it was. I thought, if I could experience what those men experienced, it would transform me. And so I started to feel victory simply by putting myself in the fight. I realized that just by going to battle with myself every day, setting challenges, creating goals, and tackling obstacles that felt impossible, I could grow. Instead of seeing myself as broken, I reframed it. I'm still here. I'm fighting. I'll find a way through because there's no alternative. That mindset gave me incredible strength. No one truly finds themselves without facing trials, suffering, and accountability. Accountability in particular is its own form of suffering. Holding yourself accountable every single day to do what's right for yourself and for those around you is tough. It's miserable at times. But the more I embraced this, the more confidence I built. And as my confidence grew, I realized something. Those Navy SEALs couldn't do what I was doing. I had no coach, no trainer, no guide. I had no money or resources. I didn't even know how to lose weight or approach my goals. I just worked. I sacrificed. And through that struggle, I discovered tools within myself I never knew I had. I would never have found them if I hadn't put myself in the most uncomfortable situations imaginable. Your true self is found in that zone of discomfort. That's where I found myself. The obstacles I faced shaped me into who I am today. When people ask, how do you do it? The answer is simple. You already know how to do it. You just have to face the discomfort, push through the challenges, and trust that the process will reveal your strength.